Hey guys, welcome back to Life After Prep. This is episode number 9, and this week is all about the coronavirus. And I'm just tired of it. I'm so tired of it. It's like I get on my phone, can't escape it. I go to the internet, can't escape it. I'm like, I'll just go and read a book. And then I go to search for a book online. And it's like, oh, the book's about viruses. I'm like, God damn. Anyway, it's been challenging. I guess it probably has been a little bit interesting for you guys as well. Looking back to Monday of last week, I had just started to hear like a few of the gyms in our local area kind of say that they're going to be closing. And my gym at the time wasn't closed. And Elaine and I talked about it, and I guess thinking about how we can minimize like spreading germs or potentially risking catching something and then passing it on to somebody else. So we kind of had already decided, well, even if our gym stays open, I think it's best just to stay low this week and until, things are kind of looking like they're improving, and then we'll go back to the gym. I had a relatively normal workout on Monday. I got to hit some squats and do a pretty good lower body session. And then, the very next day, my gym was closed. All the gyms that we have access to are closed. The apartment complex that we have downtown, they closed up their gyms as well in any of like the common areas. So luckily, Lane and I do have a home gym. The problem is our setup is literally our entire garage, but we don't have it insulated at the moment. We're not going to worry about that. We're not staying in this house forever, but it's so hot. It's not even summer here yet in Florida. It is just kind of coming out of winter. It's already like 80. So I guess for the Australians and those that don't live in the US, it's like high 20s, 30s already. And it's just humid. Like you walk outside and you've like got instant sweat beads on your face because it's just so hot. So I love the heat. I'm such a big fan of the warm weather. I love getting outdoors. Anything active, like I'm down for that. But when it comes to trying to lift, my body's like, no, Holly, you're not gonna do that. Absolutely no deal. So I'm the worst person to try and train with when I'm hot, because I'm just like, I don't know, I'm a sweaty mess. I just get angry, so I just gotta kind of get in and get it done. It's been a challenge. So anyway, Lane and I spent quite a few hours this week putting together some at-home workouts. We have access to a squat rack, and not many people have access to a squat rack or a deadlifting platform or a range of barbells. So the programs that I've done are really minimalist programs. So they use household items for weights. So like I went around and was like, okay, what kind of heavy items have I got? So we use like the washing detergent boxes as weight. They're pretty heavy. They're like 25, 30 pounds. Or certainly the big ones that you can get, like the mass size. We had like bags of sweet potatoes and onions or apples to kind of do walking lunges with, so you've got something to hang on to. You can also hold them like this. So it forced us to get pretty creative too, because our set of dumbbells, I broke them, and they only go up to 35, and it really doesn't do much for like rows or any exercise where I'm gonna put in a little bit of effort. So yeah, we put together all these minimalist at-home workouts with bands, pull-up assist bands, my glute bands, light dumbbells, because most people may have, a couple of 5-pound dumbbells maybe laying around the house, but that's about it. That was super fun. I really enjoyed that challenge, and they're actually going up live. I think they'll be up live by now. By the time you're seeing this video, they're all available on the Workout Builder as part of our membership site. So if you are still stuck and you want to find a legitimate program that has, weeks of progressive overload and structure, and it's not like, hey, here's a random workout, I would go and check that out. We'll put the links in the description for you below. Training has been really fun. It's kind of been a nice little breakup from, the usual gym routine. So it's slower, a lot slower, because the rep range is so much higher. Just in order to kind of get close to failure, which is what we know we need if you want to actually help create hypertrophy. So it's been fun, and I've also done a little bit more stuff around the house this week. Obviously, everyone's being encouraged to kind of stay indoors. So, not eating out, all the restaurants are closing. It's literally just all those essential services that are remaining open. So I've been cooking a whole lot more, which I haven't done in a while. Obviously, we've been traveling so much. And then we've been so busy, we've actually both really had limited time to kind of even prep. So I've been doing a whole bunch more cooking this week. So I also, by the time you watch this video, I actually have another post that went up on YouTube on Tuesday, which was Japanese pancakes. Now, these things were legit. So one of the BioLane coaches, Teresa, and I, she's a good friend of mine, she and I were kind of wanting something sweet, didn't want to go too crazy on the calories, so we put together these amazing like confetti birthday cake style Japanese pancakes. So they are very macro friendly, so much lower in carbohydrate and fat than what would normally be for a regular pancake. So if you're wanting to do some cooking on the weekend and something sweet that is tasty and good calories, go and check out that video. Compliance this week. That's why we're here, right? Trying to work out how I'm doing with my reverse diet. So last week I talked about the fact that I was undertaking a bit of a mini cut, and that was because I had overeaten. Life happens, and I put on weight, like simple, and over and above the amount of weight that I wanted to kind of stay comfortable at. So it's been quite a few weeks into this reverse diet. I think I'm probably around week 18 now, and yeah, I'm at that kind of fluffy point of a reverse where it's like, oh, I'm a little bit uncomfortable here. Time to do a mini cut, get the weight, get some body fat back off, and then continue on after reversing so I can keep repairing my metabolism, but hopefully maintain a slightly lighter body weight and lower body fat percentage. So how did this first week go? It went really good, actually. I was very compliant. On average for the week, I hit my targets pretty good. We'll jump on and have a look at my spreadsheet for you guys in a minute. I did roll calories a couple of days. There were a couple of sessions that I wanted to have a better day, have a better performance. So I kind of stole some carbohydrate calories just because I knew those sessions are going to be hot. It's humid. You know, you're expending a lot of energy. So I kind of borrowed from the next day to make sure that that session was really good. And I ended up coming out pretty on par, which was a really good thing for me. But interestingly, my weight wasn't going down. So like I kind of was talking to Lane about it. I'm like, I've been on these low calories for 2 weeks now, and I've been pretty consistent. I know you get the best results if you can nail your macros every day. Even I come out average overall after 7 days, I always get better results if I can be perfect every single day. It's like a nice linear line almost. Well, no, it's not like step-like, but you can see the trend going down. I never seem to get as good a result if I am rolling calories. Monday rolls around and I wake up. I'm like, I feel really weird. It's like 9:30. I have slept for a long time. Like something is wrong. Like Lane's already up. He didn't wake me up. And I was like, yeah, this is really weird. It's been, let me think about this. Worlds in Bahamas, the WBFF Worlds was back in August. And I lost my period like 5 weeks out from that. So that'd be July, June. Middle of June of 2019 was the last time I had my period. And obviously I was dieting from June through to December. Never got it back. Obviously I'm far too lean for me to get a period. It's been quite a few weeks since my last show. I have been getting my calories back up. My body fat has come back up. And usually as your hormones start to recover, as you're increasing your body fat, your period returns. But I've just been like, it hasn't come back yet. So yeah, Monday I get my period. Makes perfect sense as to why my weight has not moved for 2 weeks despite being on lower calories. So I was kind of like, oh, well, that's a relief. But goddamn, for the women out there, if you haven't had your period, it's kind of like nice because you don't have to worry about it. And for me, I have really painful side effects. It's just debilitating, and my strength goes to crap in the week leading up. Like my progesterone really high, and there's evidence to support that. You know, in those a couple of weeks leading up, as your progesterone levels increase, strength tanks, and you just feel like garbage. Perception of how difficult things are always goes up for me. So yeah, it really kind of falls perfectly in line with how I've been feeling, why I've been so like energy deprived and just feeling like crap in the gym like the last couple of weeks. So yeah, my weight did not move a damn bit this week. So we're going to quickly have a look at what was happening, and then obviously got my period on Monday. The next thing to think about is what's next. Like, what do you do in this situation? So what I can say is that had I not gotten my period this week, because I was consistent and compliant to my macros, my weight probably would have come down. and probably like by the amount that I was looking for, which is about 0.6% of my body weight. So I'm actually going to take one more week on these lower calories for this mini cut and just see how things are moving, see how I'm looking, see how I'm feeling by the next check-in. And if I feel like I'm in a good space, well, then I will reverse again. So this will be week 3 of those more reduced calories from my mini cut. And then, yeah, hopefully I can kind of get back up to the pre-mini cut macros, which was much nicer, far less restrictive, but also, now with the intention that I can carry on, but try to maintain that body weight that I'm actually happy with. So yeah, let's go have a look at my data and we'll see what I'm going to do for this coming week. All right, so we are looking at some data for this past week. You can see my weekly average is down by 1 kilo, which is great. So if we look back to last week, I kind of started pretty damn heavy. It was the first week of my mini cut. This is where I was totally uncomfortable. I hate being at this weight. But that being said, if I compare photos to this time last year, at the same body weight, I have improved my composition again and again from the previous year. So my level of muscularity has continued to go up, and my body fat is obviously coming down, the more I've been putting in the work in the gym. So I can't complain about that. There's always progress being made. It's just never at the rate that you want, but things don't happen overnight. So anyway, week 1 of this mini cut was tough. Week 2, you can see here, so this last week, my weight kind of jumps around a little bit from between 67 and 66. And it didn't really make sense. I was trying my best to absolutely nail these targets. In fact, I came in under calories last week. So 1400 was my average. And I tell you what, I was so disheartened on Friday. Like, I'm thinking to myself, damn, I've done so much work this week. I've been doing my steady state cardio, and I have to plan an hour walk every day just to get to 10,000 steps. And then anything else is just kind of getting back in and out of the car, walking around in the gym, which is much lower than what normally would be because we're confined to the garage. So trying to get my steps in has really taken a concerted effort. And even last night, I had to go for a second walk just to get to my step target. And that was with a day without training. So yesterday I took the day off. So I kind of got to the end of the week and I'm like, this just sucks. And I kind of said to Lane, I know this. Please tell me that my metabolism hasn't adapted that quickly back down to these calories and there is some other reason for it. And he's like, well, right now on paper, there's not a lot that can really determine why your weight's not changing. So, we just kind of totally blew off the fact that it could be my period because I have not had one since, June of last year. In fact, if we go back to 2019 data, when was the last one? Period, kind of stopped. So July 4 of last year was the last time I got my period. So it's been a long ass time. So we kind of stopped talking about it. So yeah, it kind of was a relief getting it on Monday, annoying as it was. But yeah, it's just it just skews all of your information. But for me, my weight usually goes up by about 1 kilo. So had I not got it, like I said earlier, it probably would have actually been down around the 65s again, which is meaning that the calories that I'm on is putting me in a deficit and the amount of activity that I'm doing is sufficient. It's just going to take a little bit of time. So you can see there, I had one really high protein day, and in order to come out in balance with my calories, I actually subtracted those calories from my fats instead. So you can see I had a really low fat day. And quite a bit throughout the week, I've kind of prioritized carbohydrates to kind of fuel those training sessions. And I've therefore kind of reduced my fats a little bit. And honestly, for me, I don't have a lot of high fat foods in my diet. So it's not that difficult for me to keep my fats very low. I always choose, the 99% fat-free beef products if I can, the 96% fat-free beef products, and I'll use ground chicken, ground turkey. So there aren't really many fats coming from my diet from protein sources, and I don't eat salmon. So yeah, all my seafood choices are always prawns, scallops, tuna, all very, very low fat. So yeah, I'll kind of bounce my calories back and forth between those carbs and fats depending on how I'm feeling and how my energy is, and knowing what I've got ahead with my training sessions. So fiber was not too bad. I had a few drinks on Saturday, so my fiber was a little bit low there because some of those carbohydrates were replaced with some alcohol, which is fairly standard. But I have been pretty active. I mean, I've been hitting up, like on Sunday we went for a big walk, 15,000 steps on Saturday, we went boating, moving around a bit. So yeah, I just hope that this week, again, and I'm really trying to be diligent with my nutrition. We're eating in, so there's far less, error when it comes to tracking. I have the ability to weigh everything. So this week I really should start to see things moving back down, probably around Friday. I don't expect to have my period for very long because it's the first time in such a long time. So I think probably by Thursday I'll start to see the number dip back down again. It's not going to be huge, and then by next check-in, I should have been able to make some progress. So I guess all this week I can really focus on the things that I have control over, which is getting in some quality training sessions, getting the foods in that I need to consume, and just being as active as I possibly can, despite being housebound and quarantined. So yeah, we'll see. No change to my macros this week. I'll stay exactly the same. I'll try and hit my 10,000 steps plus every day, and we'll see what happens for the following week. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Remember to tune in and check out my video from Tuesday if you missed it. That is the low-calorie Japanese pancake. If you're wanting to get some more information about the reverse dieting or mini cuts or fat loss, we have so many educational books. Guys, you probably hear me say this all the time, but we have access to those in the links below, for the complete contest prep guide, Fat Loss Forever, the complete reverse dieting guide. I have a bunch of nutrition books that have so many great recipes. So there's a wealth of access and tools at your disposal to be able to help you get on track with your goals, regardless of what they are. So go and check out those links in the description, and we will see you next week.